بالعلم تزدهر الروابي، ويزهو المجد في ظل الكتاب، ويعلو بالتميز كل صرح، يعانق بالعلا هام السحاب، يعانق بالعلا هام السحاب. ومدرسة التميز من رباها يشع النور في كل الرحاب، درجت على مقاعدها ربيعا يا راعي في يدي ومعي كتابي. ومدرسة التميز من رباها يشع النور في كل الرحاب، درجت على مقاعدها ربيعا يا راعي في يدي ومعي كتابي.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أعزائي طلاب الصف الثاني عشر بقسميه العلمي والأدبي، أقدم لكم الآن درس عن Writing Grade 12 Unit 8. Writing Grade 12 Unit 8. This is called an expository essay. Now let's go to talk about the types of writing. First of all, the types of writing, أنواع الكتابة. As you know, we have three kinds of writing. The first one is called argumentative. The second one is called expository. The third one is called persuasive. These are the three main kinds of writing. But concerning grade 12, students in grade 12 this year, the second term, we are going to talk about, or we are going to deal with this kind of writing, which is called expository, this one. So grade 12 unit 2, we are going to talk about the expository type of writing. Now let's go to ask ourselves how to start. How can we write an essay? How can we write an expository essay? How to start? Now you have to ask yourself, or you should pay your attention. You should put in your mind that you should provide a clear explanation of the topic. You must know what you are going to talk about. Next, here you should have a proper organization. You should organize your ideas well. So first of all, you must have a clear explanation of the topic. This is a must. It is something of great importance to have a clear explanation of the topic. The second thing is that you should have a proper organization. That's to say, when you write an essay, you have to organize it well. As you know, you have an outline, a plan, and something like that, but we will talk about it later. Here, it is something of great importance to know the outline of any writing essay. Expository, essay, outline, the plan or the outline. How can we deal with the outline or the plan of writing an essay? The first one here, it is necessary to understand what it is about. As I asked you, as I told you, you should know carefully what you are talking about. It is necessary to understand what is it about. Next, you should search for the relevant information. When you talk about or write about any topic, all the information included should be relevant to the topic. It is something of great importance. All information should be relevant to the main topic, or should be relevant to the topic you are going to talk about. Next, expository essay outline. As you know, we have to start with something called introduction. The introduction, it is of great importance. It is something like a map The outline is something like a map. Is okay? So to start the outline, you have to start with an introduction, and this introduction should be short but informative. That's to say, the introduction should inform you about the ideas you are going to talk about. Is okay? So it should be short because this is an outline or a plan or a map. So the first thing you have to do is the introduction, and the features of the introduction is that it should be short, also it should be informative. Next we have the main body. The main body, as you know, you have introduction, body and conclusion, but concerning the main body, the body should contain something called analysis. That's to say, the ideas. After that we have the conclusion. So number 3, or the third part, is you have to make a conclusion, and in the conclusion you should summarize, but not include any new ideas. The conclusion usually comes at the end of the outline, and in this conclusion we should summarize the mentioned ideas, but we should not include any new facts or ideas. And I said here facts because we are talking about the expository essay, which involve some facts. Next here, let's start with the introduction again by saying that it is very important to pay attention to the opening sentence. So the introduction contains the opening sentence. These are some of the notes you have to put in your mind when you write an essay or when you introduce a new topic. Next, you have to introduce all necessary pieces of information. It's something of great importance to introduce only the necessary information. After that, you have to present facts to your readers because we are talking about the expository essay. After that, you have to help your readers to understand the main idea of the topic. After that, let's go to talk about the main body. The main body. In the main body, here, write the key idea for each paragraph. As you know, every body should contain 2 ideas. So we can say body paragraph 1 and body paragraph 2. So here, write the key idea for each paragraph. That's to say, each paragraph should contain only 1 idea, and you have to support this idea with some details. Next, provide your paragraphs with supporting details. Provide your paragraphs with supporting details. As I told you, every paragraph should contain only 1 idea, and every idea should be supported by some details. Next, explain the provided facts mentioned. In the introduction you have some facts, in the ideas you have some facts, but here you have to explain these facts by some supporting details. What about the conclusion? Here we have the conclusion, and the conclusion usually gives an overview. An overview means general understanding of the topic. Here we have also, you have to brainstorm possible problem solutions. If you have, for example, any topic, you have to brainstorm or solve some of the problems, or you have to introduce some solutions to this problem. After that, you have to prove the necessity of your topic. Necessity of your topic. That is to say, are you or do you agree that the topic that you are going to talk about is necessary? Is it important? If it is important, how is it important? You have to write. It's okay? You have to put your point of view. So you have in the conclusion to prove the necessity of this topic. If it is important, you have to write why is it important. If it has, for example, some advantages, you have to state what are these advantages. If it has some disadvantages, you have to state, you have to mention these disadvantages, and so on. Is okay? And at the end, you have to write your own opinion about it, or you have to give an advice, or you have to mention some suggestions. Next, here we have an outline model. It's very important. The model, the outline model. If you look at this sheet here, you will find the outline. First of all, the introduction. You have to write the topic sentence here, the introduction. After that, you have the body, and as you know, we have body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2. So here you have to write an idea with supporting details. Here also you have to write the second idea, and you have to support it with some details. At the end, you have to write the conclusion, and we usually write here in the conclusion an opinion, an advice, or even an suggestion. Here we have a writing model from unit 8, grade 12. Look at this introduction. People think moving from villages to cities has become a necessity nowadays. Here you have to look at this introduction very well. You have to understand it very well. You have to think about it very well. You have to understand what does it mean in order to know what your topic is going to be about. Here, plan and write. You have to make the plan first of all, or the outline. Then you have to write. Write what? An essay. How many sentences? 14 sentences. Is okay? To highlight the pros and cons. When I say pros and cons, here means advantages and disadvantages of what? Of living in the city. So you have to understand this introduction very, very carefully. You have to look at this part. You have to look at the number of the sentences in order to write your essay very carefully. Here, this note, take care of this note in B. Okay, your writing should include introduction, 2 body paragraphs, and a conclusion. So we have introduction, we have a conclusion, and we have body paragraph 1 and body paragraph 2. Take care of this outline. This is a writing model. Here in this part, we are going to write the outline. Here the outline introduction. In the introduction, we can say people think that moving from villages to cities has become a necessity nowadays. This is the introduction. Here we have the body, and as you know, we have body paragraph 1 and body paragraph 2. Here in P1 or paragraph 1, we have the advantages, like what, and you have to support. These are this is the advantages. So the advantages, like what, you have to support your idea with some details or phrases like this: better jobs, better life, in addition to enjoying good services. After that, in paragraph 2, or in the second part of the body, paragraph 2, we have to state or write the disadvantages. In the disadvantages, here we have the country deserted. What else? Pollution. What else? Crimes. So these are the supporting details of the second idea in the body. This is paragraph 2, disadvantages, and these are some supporting details. Body, this is P1 or paragraph 1, this is the idea, and we have some supporting details. Next, we have to write the conclusion. Here, this is the conclusion, and in the conclusion, I prefer village life because it is healthy and calm. This is the conclusion. Also, you can add, as I told you, an opinion, an advice, or a suggestion. Here, let's look at this slide. This is the first paragraph containing the introduction. People move from villages to the cities. They try to find better jobs. They move to the city, leaving the country empty. They cause major problems in the city. There are some advantages of this phenomenon. People can find better paid jobs. They enjoy good services. Also, they contribute in constructing the nation and their country. Very, very simple sentences about the topic. So you have to write very, very simple sentences, short and simple sentences. In the next paragraph, or in the second paragraph here, on the other hand, take care, because we are going to talk about something else, which is the disadvantages. So you have to start it with some phrases like this. On the other hand, there are some disadvantages of this phenomenon, such as leaving the country deserted and empty. Moreover, it will lead to some more problems in the city, such as pollution or even crimes. This leads also to the collapse of farming in the village, as it becomes deserted because farmers move to live in the city. Nowadays, some businessmen move to live in the country. They escape from the problems of pollution and traffic. They enjoy the fresh air and nature that they miss in the town or the city. In the last paragraph here, we have to write the conclusion, and in the conclusion here, we have to start it with saying finally, or to sum up, or at the end, or something like that. Here we write, finally, I prefer village life because it is healthy and calm. I think that we can make city life less stressful. This is the topic. This is how to write an expository essay. You should write your sentences very, very, very simple. You should write also very short sentences. Take care of the grammar mistakes. Take care of the exposition of your ideas. You have to expose your ideas very, very carefully, and take care of the grammatical mistakes. I wish you good luck, and I'd like to say to you, thank you very much.